All right.
That's the magic. That's the magic I wanted to hear. Okay,
Yeah.
welcome everybody. Welcome again. Ask just for some, just want to go over some housekeeping for us. So as I mentioned before, once you come in, please make sure you mute your volume. This is a pretty info-rich conversation Ms. Jackson's going to have with everybody. So unfortunately, we aren't able to open it up for Q&As because of the sheer number of people. However, you're still able to add in your question in the chat. And if Ms. Jackson didn't answer that particular question during the presentation, then she's going to have a Q&A where we look at the questions and we answer them in a Q&A and we'll post it. So that's kind of the plan for today. As Ms. Jackson said, we do have an hour, so we're really tight on time. But again, it'll be recorded. It'll be on YouTube, on our website, and also in Discord. And again, we'll do those Q&As in a separate session. So I believe that's it. Again, won't be able to answer any questions during the presentation, but we'll definitely have follow-ups for that. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Jackson.
All right. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to thank you all for attending. And my apologies for last week. I wasn't doing too well, so that's why we're here today. And I hope everybody's transferred over to Discord because we will be shutting down Telegram at the end of the month. Want to be done with that, just for the record. Okay, so the information that I'm going to be going over has to do with the UCC financial statement. The UCC financial statement is basically a document that you file with the Secretary of State. You will file it with the state you were born in, but you will include the city and state that you're in on it. It's basically used normally to put liens against corporations if they owe you money, or against different individuals if there was a situation, but you cannot just put liens against people without a relationship or previous business and things like that. But we are going to be using it, which is the benefit of it is to capture the ownership of your straw man. Now, some information that I came across is which I'm going to be sharing with you.
One second, Ms. Jackson. I want to make sure. Can everyone hear? I'm seeing messages that people can't hear. I don't know. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so it must be the person's individual computer. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So again, the UCC is filled out against your straw man, which you will be taking ownership of. You as the creditor, as a secure party. So you're going to fill it out as debtor going into a secure party. And I've already recorded a video regarding the documents and the UCC, how you will fill it out and other information that goes with it. So you can have examples and templates of how it needs to be completed. Main thing is capturing all of your info in those documents. This way you won't miss any of your property, your investments, anything else that you have loans with or things regarding that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the PowerPoint. It is a lot of information. I'm not going to read every single line, but I want to get to the meat of it so you can understand what we're doing with the, it's considered a remedy, a different type of remedy. So if I can get to this main screen, there we go. All right, so filing a UCC with the Treasury Department and remedy the straw man account. Now, this basically is stating that there's a lot of supporters of this, people that have done this process and have been very successful. Some of the information is even from back in 2003 when people were thousands of people had already started the remedy process. So the study will look at some of the main subjects that are discussed about the remedy and the various groups involved, as well as facts and some other resources. So I will end up putting some links when I do it online on the website, so you can check the resources yourself. Also, do your own research to make sure that you understand this process and the information involved. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving any legal advice. And please do your due diligence of your own studies and researches. So basically, the remedy and the process of it, most lawyers have looked into the UCC, they deal with the UCC. And the truth about it is that administrative law, they recognize the UCC all over the world, not just the United States. It handles and deals with the commercial transactions. Now, we as individuals, we are entities, so we're under the commercial side of everything. We are the dead entity that is used as collateral on the commercial side. So the good thing is that the courts do acknowledge them, and they don't oppose to they can't oppose to the jurisdiction. They can't nullify it. They can't alter it. And it's a very strong standing with the UCC1 financial statement. So main thing is knowing how to fill it out properly. Okay, that's very important when you're doing this. Okay, I got some stuff I can't get out. Hold on a second. Okay, so once it's registered with the state document, you have a claim number that you're given right after you've filed it online, and you want to make sure you print copies of those because you're going to be using those in the future. You're going to be sending those out actually. So the person that files the document is the secure party when it comes to the UCC filing. And this is a fact of legal procedure. Oh, what happened? Oh, I hit the button. Sorry. So pretty much what this is saying, and you're going to have an opportunity to go through this PowerPoint on your own so you can get more into the details of it. But again, it's a lot of information, but I want to really try and get to the meat of it so you understand why we're going to do this and how important it is and pieces that needs to go with this. So let me see, states. Oh yeah, it's definitely between all the states. Every state has it. So like I said, go to your websites, the Secretary of State's, type in UCC1. The site will come up where you're able to actually file it. Every state within the United States has a filing office established in foreign nations, so it's worldwide. And again, if you do your research, find out that the Vatican actually are the owners of the financial statement information. They keep that. They have access to that. So the Vatican is involved. So that's including how your birth certificate gets in there. Okay. So commissions as the UCC financial statement commissions as a secure party's status in a commercial transaction allowed by the articles of the UCC. That's the United States, that's England, Europe, wherever, because you still have that opportunity to file one. After a secure party files the form, it becomes part of public record. That is a secured and vested interest of holding a superior claim over all the other parties who have an interest. but all who files after the security party must acknowledge the pre-existent position. So if you get that filed before something happens or somebody wants to try and put a lien against you, yours is priority. Wait a minute, let me make sure I covered everything on that. Financial statement file, Yeah, don't make any mistakes. Okay. I'm not going to go into the history of the Federal Reserve, but pretty much know all of this stems back to the Federal Reserve 1933, when they went into bankruptcy and turned everybody into collateral because they lost the gold and silver. They didn't have any more gold and silver. So you'll be able to go and again to read that for yourself. Information here. The first receive the documents in the county health commissioners. Next in line would be the Secretary of State. The final copy is received by the Department of Commerce, even though the documents themselves are not kept in the offices. Okay. Now, they do have some at the in Washington. They keep some there, but they also are registered with the Treasury and the IRS. So the FBI, CIA, everyone gets to see these documents. Let's see, billions attached, individual earnings around $50,000 a year. The government is utilizing both their name and assets to trade drugs, crude oil, various other commodities. So let me see. Oh, definitely know that Congress got their hand in on this for real. And they control all of the post offices, which did you know that the post office was one of the other additional banking systems that they use? So this is why you are able to become your own postmaster, and your basic, it's like zip code is almost like having an account, but we'll go into that another time. But the post office has a lot to do with the Treasury and the how Congress functions through the post office, especially when you put money in. Secretary of Treasury. Now, on this one, it was stating another guy's name. I guess he was previous. We'll see it in here later. But when you do your documents, you're going to use the current Treasury-related information. So, secure party applicant has to be filed in the state or region of their birth. Now, this is something I need to go through. The government states that well over 25 million UCC financing statements have already been filed with UCC offices throughout the United States. Okay, related commercial documents have been forwarded to the Secretary of Treasury. These facts have been gathered through information acquired through the CID of the IRS, FBI, Secret Service, Justice Department, the Department of the Treasury, and the Secretary of State. They have all confessed that not one single properly filed UCC form has been turned down or prosecuted under any criminal laws. So long as you are doing it properly, it's legal. There is no fraud when you are claiming your straw man. There has been revisions to the UCC articles, especially, what is that, 6? I think so. That states that the UCC financial statement of the secured party applicant has to be filed in the region or state of their birth. Now, I double checked that information, and it is currently there that you need to file it under the state you were born in. So if you did not, you need to do an addendum if you've already done a UCC, okay, to change that information. When the file is recorded with the Secretary of Treasury, it must include a chargeback instrument notice. Now that chargeback instrument, we're going to go over those documents later. Actually, I already did the video for that, so you'll see those and how to fill those out. But also it includes a 1040-ES form combined with a birth certificate. The Secretary of the Treasury is the other party that holds an interest. The secured party also needs to file a UCC financing statement, an addendum with the UCC office in the state that the person resides in order to protect any property. So that's where I was stating that you have to use your birth, city, and state on the UCC as the debtor, and then as the secure party, you put your current address. If both is you're already in the state that you were born in, then you just use a PO box or use your current address on both. Okay, people at the Treasury Department Analysis and Control Division of the IRS is where they keep the files, claim that the birth certificate does not have commercial value. They do, however, admit that the certificates of life births are real and are kept on file. Doggone it. Okay, I'll have to catch that last one later. I'm sorry. So this basically here is stating that worldwide that the UCC is used. Okay, there's offices all over the world, so everyone has the opportunity to utilize the option of using a UCC1 financial statement. If you're born outside of the United States, but you still are allowed to reside here and you have a Social Security card, you can still file a UCC form in whatever state or region in which you're living. I guess you still have to have permission to live here and remain here in order for it to be a legal document. Okay, you have to have your papers or a green card. Again, birth states, and it tells you the mailing room, 1500 Pennsylvania, for the people that have moved into the United States. This address is the Analysis and Control Division of the IRS. They are examined by the Secret Service, FBI, Justice Department, and they are as UCC contracts. Okay, now here, UCC contract trust and direct treasury accounts. Now this information is very important of what you are going to make sure that you document where this needs to go. Because if you don't have the correct information, they will send it somewhere else and not the department that it needs to go to, okay? There is a significant difference between the UCC contract trust and a direct treasury account, which are used primarily for the trading of treasury bonds, which are managed by the Bureau of Public Debt. There are many UCC and bill of exchange documents, which that is one of the documents that is in the next video of what you're going to include with the UCC, that arrives at the 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest that are mistakenly sent to the Bureau of Public Debt. You don't want it to go there. The mistake is that people who file the UCC forms make it a reference to the Treasury Direct or Direct Treasury account within their paperwork. You do not want to do that. Within the Analysis and Control Division inside the IRS building in DC, UCC contract trusts are processed and then they are documented and forwarded to one of the 2 IRS centers. If you file east of Mississippi, the documents are sent to Cincinnati, Ohio. If you file west of the Mississippi, they are forwarded to the Fresno, California office. Your UCC files and documents are going to be scrutinized by the Secret Service, the Justice Department, FBI, then sent to the CID. It is also sent to the IRS Technical Support Division within the state in which the secure party started the discharge. Okay. Important points to know concerning the administration and purpose of the TSD. And that was the, what was it? The technical division. Okay. Almost every single financial institution which is connected to the Federal Reserve System has registered or contracted access to an account with the IRS called a Treasury tax and loan account. That is the whole key right there, having being involved with any financial institution that will connect us, that's where we're trying to get right now, to the Treasury tax and loan account department. That's the door right there. This TTL account is, excuse me, this TTL account in every financial institution is managed through the TSD office, which can be found within most of the IRS state offices. So because of this, the IRS reconstructed the technical support manager in every state divisional office of the IRS has been given the same authority once held by the district director. Okay, when a no levy is delivered to a financial institution by the IRS, the financial institution simply responds by making an entry in their computer. So that's pretty much what they do when they get you UCC. They make a note, they actually make sure that it's recorded, so it's a public notice, so anyone can pull it up, and that's a good thing when you're sending these bill of exchanges to different entities regarding paying off your debts. Okay, you're going to first send them to the Treasury, then you're going to send a copy to the entity or corporation that you're owing a debt to, in order for them to know that it's already been publicized and they have not too many options but to get it taken care of. That's when you do that, what they call the W-4 sandwich. That's kind of where that comes in, because you'll have the documentation to back up that you notified them to clear the debt. And then when they don't, you have another notice that you send, give them that time, then you send it to the IRS for auditing. You get your debts paid if they don't move forward. But the correct way to have claims discharged. Okay, so this is where the accepted for value come in. Now, on the bill of exchange, there is the total information of that accepted for value and what it needs to say, the UCCs that are on there, how you sign it in red. Everything is on this document that's going to show you how you need to do this. You can actually get a stamp made, whether you can do it online or you go to your local Office Depot, Office Max, Staples. So you'll be able to use this anytime you receive a coupon or remittance transfer or a bill in the mail. Because now with those documents sent to the Treasury, secure party, now you're in position to get your debts discharged. There's no question about, because now you're in the secure party position. So the way to correctly have claims discharged with the IRS, as well as in the public sector, using the UCC contract trust, is to present by the secure party a bonded registered bill of exchange. And this needs to be sent straight to the Secretary of Treasury. When a claim is made either by the IRS, a federal state taxing agency, the claim can then have a stamp imprinted upon its stating accepted for value. This needs to be done by the secure party, and it must be sent through certified or registered mail directly to the Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury to be discharged. So you're going to send it to the Treasury. They're supposed to handle it, but you can, again, notify the entity that they're going to have to zero out the account. Treasury pretty much should handle it. And it does have the HJR 192, all of the information that needs to be on that, in that exchange. It's on the bill. Department of Treasury admits that there are millions of UCC secured parties have been diverted to this and control of the IRS in Washington, D.C. No one that I am aware of has ever had criminal charges brought against them that resulted in prosecution. There are many that do not get processed because they were not completed or filed properly. This shows that those people who have followed the correct procedure in filing their UCC documents using the redemption process have not committed any crime. This goes for prosecution by the Department of Treasury, the Secret Service, the Department of Justice, or the IRS. Okay, so we're filing a UCC financial statement, change, amend all commercial activities, civil cases, and criminal actions. One thing about it, when you claim that case in your UCC, the jurisdiction changes. So government sources claim that all commercial activity in the United States and other countries fall under the okay, somebody's still coming in. Administrative law, which is also called the Uniform Commercial Code. This is why I say you need to study your UCC codes. Very important part of this. Once processed through the Federal Reserve System and or the Department of Treasury, these transactions are bonded. Although the court system claims to have jurisdiction over commercial transactions, that seems to break criminal laws. In reality, the UCC articles on their own are administrative laws and do not fall under any jurisdiction of the courts or to litigation. So keep that in mind if a case come up or you have a case, and that's good to make sure you have copies and have your other documents with it, with your birth certificate. I'm not going to go into this slide much, but it was given some information regarding how the bond numbers on your birth certificate matches some of the numbers on the Federal Reserve notes. So that's something for you to research and look into. Found some very interesting information on that. This is worldwide. Definitely everyone that has a Social Security card, birth certificate, your number's probably on a $100 bill or something somewhere. People who have property and correctly file within their birth state or UCC region will create a completely separate entity or a secured party separate from their government-created debtor. That's your straw man. To separate you. The entity that you have been being, you will no longer be. You're now separated with that UCC. When the filing and the instrument, and this is part of that order, the charge back, the IRS 1040 ES form, and the affidavit of the accepted for value stamped birth certificate lets the Treasury, Secretary of Treasury know that the secured party has been created with a prior and superior claim to all the assets and liabilities of the debtor. Okay, these liabilities should be forwarded to the Secretary to be processed and discharged through the UCC contract trust. All right, very important. This is getting rid of all of the debt that they are supposed to be responsible for. Who coughing in there?
Jimmy, someone needs to, please, everyone on mute, please.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so do know this UCC is strong. It's actually doing some more research on it. I'm finding how powerful it is. And I know a lot of people have done them. I've done it. But I have to make some amendments to mine because a couple of things I didn't add. So I'm learning more information on it now. I had looked into it, but I didn't look deep enough. And so this is why I'm sharing it with you. And these are things that you, like I said, research it for yourself. I'm going to put the links to some of the information that I found. It is several different websites that discuss this in more detail. Other things that you can Google. So it'll take you down the rabbit hole, and definitely share it, with other people, and make sure that you check everything before you start sending anything or doing anything. Make sure you're doing what you need to do properly. Okay. So this basically just states that this procedure was set up by the government years ago for them to have a way out. Congress had been dealing with this since the 1900s, and they reinstated their status as an American under the US Constitution. So as you go on and find, it'll be in here also that lawyers, doctors, congressmen, police, they have utilized this for years. Okay. By this placement actions, the government has kept details so vague and hard to reference that no one person could remedy himself without persistent research. There has not until recently very many people who've even knew that this procedure existed. So I've heard of it, I knew about it, but I wasn't I really didn't get into the details of it until recently. And I thought this was very important to share with you, because while we're waiting on them to catch up at the Treasury, we have this opportunity to still focus on the remedy of getting out of debt. So this is something that we can do now to eliminate debt properly and continue to move forward while we're waiting on being able to make purchases. So this is a very good thing to research here. Let's see, once the secure party uses the UCC redemption, they will create the right to reserve this control over the government created debtor, the straw man. What the secure party accomplishes with this is to put themselves on the same level as the Secretary of Treasury, and this will lead to taking back the control over their own estates. Okay. So please look into this a little bit more. I'm going, like I said, I'll have the documents for you, but I want you to do your research yourself. So the redemption process, properly prepared and correctly filed UCC will ensure in the future to protect the property and assets of the secure party. This filing will make it clear that there is a legal and vested interest control of the secure party. You will not have to deal with court jurisdictions and all of that extra, and you'll stay out of the area of controversy. So pretty much you have this and you go to court, it should make a difference, definitely, because they can't tell you what you can't have in your UCC. Long as you are claiming every single thing as numbers tied to you, birth certificate, mortgage numbers, account numbers, credit card numbers, your car VIN number, everything, birth certificates, marriage licenses, driver's license, medical cards, everything you claim that has your number attached, okay? Under the UCC redemption process, the secured party does not obtain the actual application for a certificate of live birth. This means that the process is only to be used for and accepted for value. Answer to any commercial claim, okay? You cannot use this to claim a new car. You cannot use this to claim a new house. This is claiming things you've already bought. Now, if you go buy a new car, then hey, present them with the acceptance for value and a bill of exchange. Okay. If a written and contracted claim is received by the debtor, the straw man, it can be accepted for value by the secured party. The claim can then be discharged when the proper documents are forwarded through the Secretary of Treasury to the UCC contract trust, which remains filed with the Analysis and Control Division of the IRS. There are many people who have tried to sidestep or manipulate this fact just to find that law enforcement as well as courts will be more than happy to enforce. And I'm not going to even try it right now. IRS, CID, and the FBI are very quickly able to use threats and intimidation to unlawfully not today. What only the courts of law should decide upon. Now, sorry, I got sidetracked because my phone keep beeping and stuff. Anyway, now understand that if you file something wrong, they are going to quickly come after you. If you file something fraudulent, if you're sitting there claiming $15,000 million on something, now you're going to put the actual debts in the UCC, how much your mortgage is, how much your car is, you're claiming those debts in there, okay? But don't sit there and write $500 million up in there and they question, they're not going, number one, they're not going to file it, okay? Then you're gonna have some questions. You can't file fraudulent documents. Okay, so this basically is saying how they are literally using illegal threats and intimidation. They actually put up information of what you shouldn't be doing. You know, this is fraud, this is this. You can go ahead and continue to research in DuckDuckGo, and you will actually find the information that links all of this together to be facts, okay? So the Treasury, they continue to put up information. I've seen a lot of different, information regarding the birth certificate, regarding the Social Security card, regarding the trust. But you go back and do your research, you check history, you definitely know that there's a link here. You know that all of this falls into place. It's not just we all are making up all of a sudden, and they want to debunk it. But like I said, do your own research and find it for yourself so you can confirm everything that I'm saying and everything that I'm bringing to you today. Okay, so let me see. This does not mean that properly and prepared negotiable instruments from a legitimate secured party should and can be legally processed under law through a local financial institution by the persons making the claim. Now, they were saying here that you can find a bank that will process it for you, because some banks do not, and some will. This is done through the Treasury and recorded by the financial institution through the Treasury tax and loan account. They have that specific department. They have also the tax management department. So those are the places in the financial institutions where all of this happens. Okay. This basically is stating that some of the employees will misdirect your documents that are presented, labeling them as securities, and they are securities. So make sure you don't use that word securities, because that's an excuse for them to push them to the Bureau of Public Debt. you want it to go to the Analysis and Control Division of the IRS, okay? And US UCC contract instrument, trust. I keep trying to turn this phone off. I apologize. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and get through this. So we're continuing to gain knowledge and information. The discharge of claims in the public sector, whether federal or state claims issued by the Internal Revenue Services, I keep moving a little screen around so I can read it, are easily discharged with a simple computer entry, transfer of credits and debt through the computer using the IRS Technical Support Division. So as they are digitalizing, making everything digital, the currency is digital. They've been pushing buttons, even at your bank, you're pushing buttons to transfer funds. They also are transferring credits and debits, everything through just a computer system. So they can actually clear it up as soon as they get it. But of course, they're going to take their, do know they are doing it through the Technical Support Division. There is a verification that this process has come from the Special Procedure Handling Office of the IRS. When a secured party utilizes the UCC correctly, the field is leveled as it pertains to the degree of the commercial transactions. So they try to try to blackmail people. They threaten them, more upper class people, more people that's in different positions. I've read some information about some congressmen and congresswomen that were, lawyers, and I got it stated here, military that have utilized this process, okay? So this is dating back from May of 2003. So we definitely know millions have utilized this since then, okay? So if this is done, we can actually stop them controlling the ownership of us. If everybody literally did this one way or another, this whole thing of owning us as collateral, as slaves, as property entities would actually end if enough of us did this. So again, this is over in the UK, this continued fraud that they've been basically doing, or allegedly have been doing. US, Australia, UK, okay? So like I said, these UCCs can be done worldwide. So this basically what would stop the New World Order. So I'm time, but I want you guys to take your time and go through this. It will be on the site. I put it on YouTube, kind of stepping back to a little bit, but I think it'll be the last one on YouTube. I'm gonna go to a private webinar, but again, be careful of different remedies. Now,
Please mute your phone. Please mute your phone.
Okay. So I'm telling you here, be careful with the different remedies. We're doing something that we know has been successful, but I know some people are actually being scammed. I know some people that actually are using my information to scam. I'm not charging you all this ridiculous funds. If somebody asking you for $300, $400, $500, please verify that it's not me.
And she
Okay.
doesn't do WhatsApp. No.
Yeah, I don't do WhatsApp, and everything goes through the website because that way you get a receipt, everything's recorded, okay? I don't even try to use the Cash app anymore because I want it to be recorded on the website so you can get your receipts. So if somebody says it's me, it's not. So again, do your research, make sure your documentation is followed up by correct procedures. And again, we will go over, you'll have the video of the documents, me going over them with you, over each one of them. So you will be able to go through each step properly. Okay. So I actually made it through that. So do know, I want you guys to take your time. We're not in a rush for anything. We can't move any faster than the IRS or Treasury at this point anyway, okay? So I want you to hold off on putting anything else on the web accounts because I am getting ready to shut the web accounts down to transfer to a better upgraded platform portal. Well, you'll be able to log in and see your stuff and see what I put in and things of that sort. So don't put anything else in there and hold off on any purchases of 1099s because again, the IRS is totally behind and you're going to pile it up some more. Let us continue to do what we need to do to get things in place for a better process. But this is something here I want you to please look into and study if you are dealing with debt. And this should be able to help, okay? I just want you all to have other outlets besides waiting on a 1099 to get you free. All right?
People are
So,
asking which website. I'm not sure.
I'm going to put the links. I'm going to put everything on our website, PAI, but I will have the links to other resources for you there also as soon as I get the opportunity to upload everything. So you can go check. And again, that's going to lead you to other rabbit holes so you can find other information. Please do your due diligence of referring, rechecking this information. I've checked it, but I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to check it for yourself. Okay. So I think that, yeah, we're about there. Now, all of the chat questions, Valerie is going to make sure I get those. And at my soonest convenience, I will do a video to answer those questions. And I am planning to do a live Q&A. So if you didn't get your question answered in the video, I will make sure that you get that chance. I will be trying to get into Discord and communicate a little more. I have been speaking to some people, answering some questions. And if you did not get your documents, again, I'm still getting some people that said from April, May, and June. If you did not get your documents, please send an email, didn't get documents, because some of them obviously got lost in the transition of sending them. So I will resend and make sure you get them and just send me a confirmation received. Okay.
Let me also add in another plug about the tax documents. So a number of you paid for that service, but you didn't fill out the EverSign document, or we also use DocuSign. So we resent the document to you. So please check your junk mail. If you're getting a message from EverSign or DocuSign, we need additional information to work on your tax documents. So just wanted to mention that as well.
And the 1099s, there are some people, okay, please fill those out completely. I had someone send a 1099 application back and wanted me to process a 1099 with just beneficiary. No name, just beneficiary. You have to take your time and pay attention to this information. I've had people do the correction documents. You don't have an address, you don't have a birth date. Some people still using their middle initial. When you're claiming your status, your full name should be included. So if you get your documents back with a bunch of lines for you to fill in, that's because you did not send the proper information. I didn't put that together for you to not complete it. I'm not trying to be in your business. I'm trying to help you get out of the situation. So if you don't want to complete it, expect a bunch of lines for you to fill out. Because I'm going to send your document information form back to you so you can see why it's all empty in lines. If you don't have an address, you can write it in or type it in yourself. but please complete those documents properly so we can help you to the best of our ability. We can't guess where you live. We can't guess your birth date. We can't guess, you know, your middle name when you got a D sitting there or M. So
Okay, let me say this, for the EverSign document, these are for people who went to our website and paid to have us do your tax forms for you, then you would get that EverSign. You would get those follow-up communications. So again, that means you would have went on the website, and you would have paid for that service. So I also had a question about that. So, okay.
All right, so we wanted to, your t-shirts will be sent out this week. Those that order t-shirts, we got them in. I'm so geeked. So I will be sending them out. And again, hit the, go to YouTube and put the Learning to Be Free for you to get the opportunity for a free autographed t-shirt and a free consultation, okay? Hit that up. And the 5 people I choose randomly will get a free consultation and a t-shirt from me. All right.
Okay.
Get your questions together, people. I am going to be getting things in order for us so we can continue to move forward. Please continue to be patient with me. I will definitely be trying to communicate more, but I want to upgrade the website and make sure that we have things working properly and smooth. All right. I love you guys. I'm busting my butt for you, and I want y'all to continue to learn to be free.